Hey guys, it's Miss Black. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to make it obviously today, so I wanted to walk you guys through the profile version of what we've learned about with the 8-head figure. And so you're just going to follow along with me. We're going to draw like the same sort of shapes. It's just going to be in profile this time. And then your next thing after this is you're going to apply this knowledge to three drawings today. So you're going to apply your knowledge of gesture, you're going to apply your knowledge of forms and the forms in the body, as well as proportions in the body. And I want you to spend the time today using that knowledge to draw three figures. And you're going to find those figures with your Chromebook. So just Google some figures. Full body, head to toe, obviously keep it school appropriate, make sure that you're not drawing other people's drawings, and try to draw as, a full body, and using these techniques and these ideas that we've been learning. So we did start with the head last time, and we're going to just continue to simplify these forms. We're going to talk about anatomy and all of that coming up next week, but we're going to finish this one. So what I'd like you to do is start with this rib cage. And if you have labeled this correctly, it's going to be easy getting this over here. So you're going to have the clavicle, which is about halfway down that head from bottom of chin to pectoral line. And so that's a good place to know where that circle is going to be, kind of the top of it, near the top of it. And if you remember, the bottom of that circle is where the navel is. So I'm going to draw a shape like that right there. So go ahead and do that. And if you need to pause at any point, please feel free to. I'm kind of just rushing through this because I have to get to prepping more for the art show. So pause wherever you need to. We're not going to worry about the arm because the arm can twist and turn kind of any which way. And doing this again is just going to be somewhat redundant. We are going to talk about the leg though. So we're going to talk about the rib cage, the pelvis, and the legs, and that's where we're going to stop it for the profile. But I do want you to have a little ellipse where the arm would be. So make sure you draw that. And then you want to take into account the curvature of the spine. So that is going to go out here where your shoulder blades would be, and then your spine cinches in to there. Top of your rib cage is just slightly above that clavicle, and then this is actually going to flatten out right here. So what I'll have you do is draw an ellipse, kind of just demonstrating that this is one of those round sort of forms, but then we also have the rib cage here that goes up into the sternum, and again we're going to talk about all of that, but that's going to start about right here and it's going to curve down like that. So you're going to have this little triangle here that shows that side of the rib cage. Next up is the pelvis. So we're going to put this in the same area just under the navel right here. This is going to be kind of where the hip bones and that end up. And again, we want to think about the curvature of the spine. So it goes out, it goes in, and then it goes out again. So don't forget about that. You're going to have this little bowl-looking form, and it's going to be tilted back just because of the curvature of the spine. It's going to be tilted back to right here where the pubic bone will end up. And then you've got gluteus maximus here. So you've got this little bowl looking, wonky looking bowl shape here. And you've got like an ellipse showing the top of this bowl and then an ellipse showing the bottom of this form. Okay, and if you're thinking in terms of these types of forms, then you're gonna probably come up with a pretty accurate version of the figure you're drawing. Let's not forget about the neck. Remember, the neck does go down from the skull, just like it does over here. So I'm going to draw that line there, as well as right there. And then just like we have here where the shoulder goes in, we're going to have a little bit of a, well, it's a lot bigger really. This is going to be where the leg comes in, because we've got like hip. We also have another part of the pelvis that we'll talk about in the anatomy portion of this. And I made this bowl go out a little too far. So if you made that mistake, fix it just like I have. And then we've got the legs to go through, and we're almost done here. So I'm going to draw this right here, this form right here, and that is going to go down to bottom of knee, and you're going to start with, I would start with an oval, honestly, just because that's what I usually do, just to map out the figure. And then we'll do the same thing for the shin. So I'm going to draw another little one, just avoid the knee. We're not going to draw that joint. We'll talk about those types of joints when we talk about anatomy. And then again, remember this is bottom of foot, and I'm just going to have you draw a triangle. And you want to make this long enough to imagine supporting this big tall guy right here, right? So we don't want it too small, he'd tip over. And now all we have is to refine this shape right here. So this is going to go out. I'm going to actually bring this a little bit farther into where the pubic bone would be here. The bottom here would be where that thigh would end up. So it tapers inward just like it did here. We're not able to see the same type of muscle structures as we did here, but you are going to see that tapering in. And then we've got the knee joint, which again we're going to skip for now, and we're going to draw another little ellipse right here for the top of the shin. This is going to be flat over here. It's going to taper into the ankle. And then you've got this back part of your shin. Let's see if I can get some more lead in here. I'm just going to switch to this pencil. You've got this back part of your shin, which is your calf, and it's not as visible on the front view as it is the profile. So I'm going to draw the calf. It's going to go out, and then right where it gets to that mid shin is going to be around the point where it starts to taper in to your ankle. And that is it for the profile. So if you're thinking about these types of forms and shapes and the 8-head figure and gesture, you're going to do such a great job with your 3 that I'm going to have you test on. Not so much a test, just more of a, let's see how you're doing with the knowledge that you're learning about. So what I want you to do at this point is find some images of people, and you can have them in any position. You could have them sitting, you could have them standing, walking, whatever. You could have them in motion. But I want you to draw 3 full figures, head to toe, using the knowledge that you have now, thinking about accurate proportions, thinking about accurate forms, and thinking about building the body with gesture lines and all of that. And that's what you're going to be doing today. We'll see you back on Tuesday, and we'll see how you did. And make sure to thank the substitute. They are the thing that makes this world go around when teachers can't be here. So I really appreciate you. All right, thank you. Bye.